Management Act of 1958. So most of these charges is as old as that SEMA. So now that the act is in operation, everything has to change. So, and I believe those operators too, they understand. You see, these are not new thing. It is about the reality on ground. It is not maybe they come from this community. See, this is not a cheap business to venture into. If you want to go to a bonded terminal operation, you must be ready. Because even to buy the forklift alone, you will need close to 500 million naira. To do the terminal, you will need close to that 500 million naira. So, what is there for you to have a bond to operate your place of 500 million naira? If you can invest billions to put the infrastructure in place, you should know that all these goods are to pay duty. If you want to renew your license and then you are paying 10 million naira as an agent who is working, this 10 million naira is for a whole year. And I want to tell you that most of these agents can do job worth of 10 billion, 20 billion. So,
well, we have the National President of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Emenike Nwokeoji, joining us on the program to speak to some of the issues raised by the Honorable and, of course, the proposal to increase the tariffs by January. You're welcome to the program, Mr. Nwokeoji.
Yes, good morning, Kayode and Jeffrey, and good morning, Nigeria.
Oh, good morning. I wonder how you're taking all of this in, because we're looking at the figures, the proposal, we should say, by customs set to take effect from next year. Clearing agents and agencies fresh license from 515,000 to 10 million. Clearing agents and agencies renewal from 215,000 to 4 million, and so on and so forth. The Honorable, that's the chairman of the House Committee on Customs, says, I mean, you guys are okay. You make billions. So how much is 4 million? How much is that money for you? Is that the sentiment you share as well?
Yes, thank you once again. It's unfortunate that such comment is coming from a member of Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents. We are all surprised by that comment. And being a practicing member of licensed custom agents, because we know he owns a company, for him to make such a comment on a job that ordinarily in every other client is meant for the indigent and for the nationals of that place, I mean, it's really unfortunate. So I'm not here to join issues with my member. That is not what our constitution states. I'm only here to maybe correct as much as possible within the time available the misconceptions or things he got right, knowing that he's more busy now in making laws than clearing goods.
So speak to us about the misconceptions. He has said that this is done to basically make sure that the sector meets international standards, to clean up the sector and ensure that only people who are able to afford the infrastructure are there, and that will ensure that we have a smooth process. So what are the misconceptions? What grounds do you have with this proposal in that sense?
Yeah, the proposal, I will not say much on it because I was part of the meeting with the Controller General of Customs in Abuja, and where the proposal was made and shared to us, we were asked to go back, meet with our members, and come back with our common position. Our members in the North have met, they have submitted their position to the National Secretariat. Members in the East have met, and we met the same day that this comment was coming on Thursday. We met at Rockview Hotel in Apapa. The hall was filled up to the brim, and agents, all of them ate their views, which we set up a committee there and then to harmonize as we billion to 20 billion. How much is the license of an importer who owns the cargo? Are we just operating without reference to what is happening in other places? WCO, for which, by God's grace, the Controller General presently is the chairman of the board, there are stipulated means and ways of licensing, practicing custom brokers all over the world. So I know that I consider whatever he has said as his view. Though that day I was expecting him to say that his view was an act of parliament, or his personal view, or the view of his committee. But he didn't say much about that. He's entitled to his opinion, but I think he got so many things wrong.
So let's talk about the concerns you're raising. In specific, like my colleague has put it to you, as he did on that day, stating clearly that this amount is infinitesimal or not significant given the volume that comes through agents. So if you were to, so I want to go back to, I try to quickly get back to the numbers and what you have as perhaps a grouse with that proposal, because the Guardian rather did a great job in playing with the numbers. So let's begin with the one that has to do with the bonded warehouses. So they say bank bond for bonded warehouses, excuse me, from 50 million to 500 million. Bonded warehouses renewal from 60,000 to 10 million. Bonded warehouses fresh license from 60,000 to 20 million. Let's start with the bonded warehouses, because his argument was to the effect that there was an idea because of congestion and all of that where bonded houses and these terminals were done, but it's not as effective as it is. So this is like, if you're not ready to go big, go home scenario. So if you were to give the counter proposal for balance, for fairness, for sustainability of the subsector, what will it be based on this number I've reeled out?
Well, I am here to represent the licensed custom agents, and of course, majority of the bonded terminal owners are our members. I think I would prefer to reorder this by starting with licensed, because charity begins at home.
Okay.
With licensed custom agents.
Okay, for the benefit of our audience, my apologies. So let me go back. So clearing agencies renewal 215,000 to 4 million. Clearing agents and agencies fresh license from 515,000 naira to 10 million naira. I think that's what you would prefer to speak to. So I just need the audience to be familiar with the data.
Thank you. As I speak now, I will beg that you still grant us, because a lot needs to be talked about. The proposed increase in the first place for obtaining new license is 2,000%. You can work it out. From 515 to 10 million is 2,000%. I mean, it's laughable. And then when you talk about renewal, 215, moving it to 4 million, that is another 1,000, about 1,850%. And then if you talk about bond is over 5,700%. When we talk about bond in the current banking procedure, for bank to give you a bond, you must domicile, you must have such an amount in your account. The only favor they can do for you is maybe you put it in an interest yielding account. So it means that everybody must deposit this amount of money. Then how much is our working capital? And what is the job of an agent in the first place? We only represent a principle. The importer gives you a cargo and pays you a minimal practicing fee. The importer establishes from M. The importer processes his back. The importer initiated the importation without you. He only pays duty and give you document. Go and process it with custom and bring back my cargo. Why are we being now looked up at somebody saying that we are doing 10 billion? How much is the license of people lifting representative of custom broker all over the world in the economy of the country. I would share this with you. At a point when federal government felt that the customs were undercutting federal government in terms of duty, they came up with this idea that no matter the amount you collect it, we'll give you 7% of it. So let's see, if you are under charging import duty, you know that you are losing revenue. Why can't they try that with the clearing agent? Make sure that every declarant gets a percentage of duty he pays. In that case, we know that we are really custom representative. If the importer asks you to do something that will make federal government to lose revenue, you will quietly tell him that it's not possible because you know your interest is protected somewhere. But we are just hanging. The importer calls us thief because some people see us as an enemy. Federal government now, through some agencies or through some persons, are looking at us as people that are handling massive business. Then we should pay billions. So can they compare? Like in the meeting, we made reference to doctors whose lives of human beings are in their hands. We made reference to engineers,
Right.
that their construction can cause life, bridge can collapse or building collapse. We made reference to, and then all these things, how much do they use in renewing their license?
Well, let me just come in quickly, Nwokeoji. So they have a proposal. What is your counter proposal? Are you saying they should remain where they are? And I'm talking for clearing agents and agencies renewal should remain 215,000, and the fresh license should remain at 515,000 instead of 10 million. Are you saying they should remain, or there can be an increase, but it shouldn't be more than maybe 300%, 200%, or what? What is your proposal? Your counter proposal now?
Yes, with due respect, I will not share our proposal with you. We held a meeting with the Custom Controller General. We only owe it as a duty to return back to him the views of our members. It's not something that we put on television first. Let's discuss with him. As a gentleman he is, I believe by now he must have reviewed the whole thing, because right there in the meeting when the proposal was made, he made us to understand that he was seeing it for the first time. And he asked us to go and look at it and come up with our position. When that is done, if we are unable to reach a common ground, we'll come back.
There you go. You have 30 seconds, please. We're totally out of time, but I want you to speak to the effect of this on prices, on the economy at large. If you can do that in 30 seconds, so we have a clearer
picture. I will do that very quickly. The Honorable made a very wrong assertion that even the 4% will not affect prices. That is not correct. Right now, routine drugs all over the country is so high. People are dying because they can't even afford their medicaments. What the 4% means is that every cargo coming into this country, be it donation, whatever it is, so long as there is a value put to it, must pay 4%. Before now, the economy, of course, let me just go, we operate a 5-band tariff regime. 0 duty for essential, 5% for raw material, 10% for semi-finished product, 20% for finished product, and 35% for luxury goods. What it means now is all the essentials are duty-free, and they will pay this 4%. So it's no more free. Medicaments, some of them are duty-free. It means they must pay this 4% because it's worked out from the FOP. So if you permit me, this is not an issue of 15-minute discussion. We need to tell Nigerians that a whole lot needs to be done in this sector. Everything should not be about revenue. We should think know the number of people assist every year as the national president to renew their license. And then he made a statement, why get the license when you don't have a job? Do you need to go and get a job before you go to school? It's with your certificate that you would have applied to be employed. People who have licenses said then they use it to apply for jobs. That they are not able to do something today. What about tomorrow? Will you hand your job to a man that is not licensed? He will have the license, he qualifies to now go in search of job.
Well,
because there is unemployment everywhere, people should not go to school until when they get employment, they now go for vacation.
Mr. Nwokeoji, I just wanted to, lay those issues bare. In fact, we overshot our time, but because of the importance of this conversation. So you've spoken to the impact this may have, and we're glad that the conversation is still ongoing. And this is something, of course, we'll be following up on to see how it plays, because we all know how important the ports is to our economy. Anything happens there, it affects prices. And people are still talking about how much it is to clear vehicles and goods and the rest. And we know what impact that is having. But we have to thank you so much, and of course, hope that this will end well for the economy, for you and Nigerians. We've been speaking with the National President of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Mr. Emenike Nwokeoji. Thank you for your time. I wish you the very best.
Thank you, Kayode. While I wait for another chance so that we can even go into the bonded terminals as well.
Yeah. Certainly. We were told that we may just be mixing issues up with the agents and the bonded terminal operators with some of the submissions you made. So this is a conversation we'll have.
Definitely have to do a proper panel.
Yeah.
So that everybody on the table, everybody who is supposed to be on the table when they sort themselves out, will be on that table. We have the lawmakers, everybody who is there. Because at the end of the day, it's about moving Nigeria forward. At the end of the day.
There you have it. So get ready for a sequel to this one, because that sector is a very important one, and there are different players that come together to make it work. But we'll take a moment now, and when we return, we head over to Benue State. There's a